Hello artists! So I wanted to show you some excellent kindergarten examples of this project. This person chose to do a rainbow pattern. So red, orange, yellow, green. Looks like we got two greens, blue, violet. We're missing indigo, but that's okay. And so they also painted in the lines. After they drew their concentric hearts with oil pastel, they painted in between those lines. Now you do not have to, but you can, or you can just paint over top of your oil pastel. It will not mess up your oil pastel, and you can just kind of make a fluid background with whatever colors you want. But also sometimes it's a good idea to think about, maybe I don't need to use every single piece or every single paint color in my palette. Maybe you just might want to choose 2 or 3. That's also a really great decision. So this person drew their concentric hearts with their oil pastel. So they used green and blue and green and blue. And then when they painted, they didn't get crazy. They decided, well, I have green and blue hearts. Green and blue paint will probably match that pretty well. And an extra color there, like gray or black, to add some contrast and make it really pop. You can also kind of get creative and use some spaces to still be white while other spaces are painted. So that's what you're doing for this step. Here is my example. I have not painted yet, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Please remember that you are sharing this palette with your team. So that being said, we need to make sure we're not mixing in the palette. So wake up your brush. I'm gonna go with purple, because I know I have purple on there, so it might look nice. And I'm just gonna paint straight on top gently. Notice how the oil pastel doesn't like my paint very much, so it kind of shines through and the paint goes behind, or sorry, around the oil pastel. Okay, if I want to change colors, I need to rinse. Okay, kind of scrub the brush on the bottom of the bowl there, get it out of the bristles or the hair, wipe, and dab on a paper towel. Where did my paper towel go? No one knows. Okay, dab on a paper towel. Just kind of hold it. That'll make it more absorbing. I forgot how to speak. Anyway, all right, so then I'm going to wake up my next color. I'm going to go for yellow, since my focus here is my yellow heart. I really got to wake this one up, apparently. My brush is nice and clean. Wake up. Wake up. Okay. All right, then I'm going to paint here. Now let's say I wanted to mix a color with my yellow. Maybe I want to add a little bit of green in my yellow. Well, I cannot just go straight into my green because I'm sharing, so I need to rinse, wipe, dab on a paper towel, and then I'll go and wake up green, rub it up, make sure it's nice and wet, and then you can mix on top of your paper, not in the palette. Okay? Now, so you can either start painting in the lines like a pattern like I did, or you can just play with color and paint the whole background. So why don't I do that with purple? So I'm just gonna go like that. Ooh, look at that. With paint, you have to constantly be going back and forth from your paper to your paint because it runs out on your brush pretty quickly. Okay, we're trying to, once again, we never want this part to touch the paper. We want it to be a gentle ballerina. Only the hairs should be touching the paper. Sometimes you might have to dip it in some water to get it moving again. Looks like my purple on my brush was running out of some water, so I'm just going to get a little dip, give it a little drink, and then it will move more smoothly. Want some more water in my purple, rub-a-dub-dub, waking it up. Okay. More water. You know, maybe a bigger brush would have been easier with all this space. All right, now it is time to put it on the drying rack so it's nice and safe. Cool.